What's up, gamers? Welcome to my first ever What If. Today we're doing What If Deku Had Explosions. In this What If, we will still be calling Izuku both Deku and Izuku, as I'm used to saying that. Well, anyways, let's get right into it. Deku's sitting on the swings, looking around the playground, his messy green hair blowing in the wind. It seems that Deku has been left out for all the fun in the kindergarten due to the reason of him not having a quirk yet. The other kids are showing off their quirks as Deku spots a spiky haired blonde with the name of Bakugo and some of his goons bullying another kid on the playground. "What's up? Can't defend yourself with a weak quirk like that?" the spiky blonde haired kid smirked, making a fireball in his hand. The kid cries out for help with no response from the caretakers as they are busy doing something else. Deku rushes to the scene, standing right in between the bullies and the kid. "Leave him alone, guys," the green-haired kid yells. "What are you gonna do about it, you quirkless loser?" laughed the blonde. I will save the kid from you bullies," yells out the green-haired kid. "Suit yourself," says the blonde, charging in with some fire. "Beat him up, Bakugo," yells one of the goons. "Yeah, beat up that Deku," yells the other. Deku stands in a guard, sweating like crazy. As soon as Bakugo was about to land a blow on Deku, small pops came from Deku's hands, as a large explosion was created, blowing back Bakugo. Bakugo falls on his back as he looks at Deku shocked. "What was that, your quirk?" he yelled. Deku looks at his hand. "Maybe it was my quirk," he cheered, a bright smile on the green-haired kid's face. Bakugo looks in surprise over the strength of the green-haired kid's quirk. He was silent for the rest of the day at the kindergarten. When Deku's mom came to pick him up, she was informed about his quirk awakening and that she should take him to the quirk doctor. When they arrived at the quirk doctor, they got Deku in for a test to see if he actually had a quirk. After some minutes of testing, the results came out. "Well, it seems that young Izuku here has a very powerful quirk called Explosions," says the doctor. "He can secrete explosive liquids from his hand and make tiny sparks to ignite it," explains the doctor. "Your kid can be a great hero in the future," says the doctor as he walks them back out. Deku smiles brightly at his mom, who's happy to see that his son finally got a quirk, a strong one at that. "Please, sweetie, don't let this get to your head," says his mom as a warning of staying humble. "Sure, mom, I'll remember to do that," Deku says, still smiling to his mom. A few days later at the kindergarten, all the kids flock around Izuku. "Wow, Izuku, your quirk is so strong," says one of the kids. Bakugo is standing, looking at everybody flock around Deku. He walks up to the green-haired kid. "Hey there, Izuku. I'm really sorry about what I did yesterday, and I was wondering if we could actually be friends," said Bakugo, swallowing his pride. "We can be under one condition," says the green-haired kid. "Please do not attack or bully anyone for having a weaker quirk or no quirk at all. It's not nice to do that." Bakugo stands there surprised over how fast Izuku forgave him. "Sure, I can do that. By the way, what is your quirk, Izuku?" says the blonde. "My quirk is Explosions. I can make explosive liquids as sweat from my palms and make small sparks to make it explode," says the green-haired kid. "That is so cool, Izuku," yells out the blonde-haired kid. "Sure is. Wanna walk home after school?" asks Deku. After school, both of the kids walk home as a larger boy walks up to them, yelling at the blonde-haired boy for attacking his little brother. "Please go away," yells out Izuku as he steps in between them. "Kacchan is a changed person and he's trying his best to better himself. Please just stop," he yells. "Like hell I will," yells out the older boy as he goes in to punch Deku, as Deku sparks his sweat, creating an explosion directly at the other older kid. The older kid stumbles back, a bit surprised over the firepower of the green-haired kid. He charges towards them again and beats up the two kids. Deku and Bakugo are on the floor, bruised and battered, bleeding. They look at each other and smile. A new friendship had begun. As Deku returns home, he thinks to himself, "If only I were stronger, I could protect both me and Kacchan. I should train," as he plans out a training for both his quirk and his body. Time skip to the end of the middle school. Izuku is much stronger than in canon, and so is Bakugo. They both have trained over the years, learning and strengthening their quirks. The teacher goes into the classroom holding some papers. So let's see what you all want to be in the future. Like any of us care. You all want to be the heroes, he yells out. Bakugo stands up, slamming his hand on the desk. Don't get me and Izuku mixed up with these wannabe heroes. They'll be lucky if they get in as a sidekick for a loaded D-lister, the blonde yells out. The green-haired kid stands up. Kachan, that was not very nice to say, he yells at the blonde. So what is the truth, Izuku, he yells back. The teacher clears his throat as they all sit down. Well, it seems there are two from this class that want to go to UA, and that is Bakugo and Izuku, as he looks at the proud boys. After school, Deku's running late as he had to do class chores that day. He takes a shortcut under the bridge. Under the bridge, he runs by a manhole as he hears something behind him. He turns to see a giant sludge-like villain crawling out of the manhole. Oh, with your body, All Might will never find me, he smirks, rushing towards the green-haired kid. A giant explosion is heard from the surrounding area, alerting some people. Izuku is fighting back against the villain as he sends explosion after explosions, but it doesn't seem to face a sludge villain. As soon as Deku thought he was gonna be choked to death, a certain familiar voice was heard. I am here, yells a large buff man as he punches his fist towards the sludge villains and Deku, knocking them both out with airwaves. Deku wakes up to see a large familiar man. It is All Might he sees. Hey All Might, I'm a big fan. Can you please have your autograph? All Might gestures to the page with him as he already signed it. Deku thanks him and walks away. This story is different here because Deku never uses up like all of All Might's powers because he doesn't really have a reason to ask if he can become a villain without a quirk, as he has a very strong quirk. So there's no like sludge attack on Bakugo. Well, anyways, further on in the 10 months of training, Deku mostly focuses on physical training since his body is having a hard time handling his explosions. Izuku searches around the rep for places to train and stumbles upon a beach that requires cleaning. He packs his stuff and heads over to the beach. He arrives and starts cleaning the beach, both helping the community and getting some training in. After the 10 months of grueling training on the beach, Midoriya stands on the car, screaming while firing explosions from his palms. 2 weeks later, he's standing right in front of the UA entrance exam. He stands tall and walks ahead as he suddenly trips over a rock. He's thinking to himself, well, that was it, world. I did my best, but I guess I'm done for now. Wow, I've been falling for quite a long time now. He looks up, seeing a bubbly brown-haired girl holding him. Hello, she says. Hi. Izuku yells, quickly standing up. Thank you very much. My name is Izuku Midoriya. What is yours? He says. Oh, my name is Ochako Uraraka. She smiles brightly, causing Izuku to blush a little. Well, anyways, good luck at the test, Midoriya. She runs off into the building. Wow, that was my first time actually talking to a girl, he thinks to himself. He feels a light tap on his shoulder as he sees his friend Bakugo. Wow, Izuku, was that your girlfriend? He chuckles to himself. What? No! Izuku yells out, now red as a tomato. Bakugo laughs and walks into the building. Well, good luck, Izuku, since you're gonna need it. I'm about to beat you. As Deku walks into the study hall, he sits next to Bakugo. While the teacher was explaining about the robots, the blue-haired kid with glasses stands up. Sir, you have named 3 robots, and it says here that there are 4 robots. The blue-haired kid yells out. I was getting right to it, young man, so please sit down, the teacher responds as the blue-haired kid sits down. After the theoretical part of the exam, it's time for the practical exams. Deku walks into the starting place for the exams as he spots the girl that saved him is looking rather nervous. He thinks about walking over there to see if she's okay, but he chooses not to eventually, focusing on his own part of the exam. As the doors suddenly open, the teacher says, Go, go, go! Izuku charges in getting a little ahead of the others before using his explosions to quickly speed around and destroy multiple robots. Currently in another section, Bakugo is doing his best to melt and burn all the robots as he gains a total of 60 points. Going back to Izuku, he is resting a bit as he sees the giant zero-pointer walking. He thinks nothing of it until he hears a girl scream that sounded awfully like the girl that helped him before. He sees the zero-pointer about to stomp on her as he flies towards it with an explosion. He charges towards its head, firing off a giant howitzer impact explosion that blows the head off and completely shattering the ground below. Deku takes the girl to the infirmary to see if she is fine, as she is all good, as she thanks him for saving her and heads out, saying, "See you at UA, Izuku." After a few weeks of waiting, Deku finally gets a letter from UA. As he opens the letter, a hologram of All Might shows up right in front of him. "Congratulations, young man. You have made it to UA, the School of Heroes. I hope to meet you as I will become a teacher there," All Might says in the hologram, then closing it down. After a few days, Deku gets up and gets ready for his first day at UA High. He walks to the big door thinking, what kind of monsters are gonna be in here? As he opens the door, he hears two people bickering. What he sees truly terrified him. He sees a blue-haired boy arguing with Bakugo about Bakugo's shoes being on the desk. "That is disrespectful to the school, don't do that," the blue-haired kid yelled out. "Huh? Did your old school put up a stick in your ass, or were you born with it?" Bakugo laughs at the blue-haired boy that is now furious. The blue-haired boy storms off to other students talking with them instead of Bakugo. As Deku finally gets seated and he hears a voice, "It took you 8 seconds to shut up. That won't do," says that teacher. "Alright, let's get out on the field. We're doing a physical and quirk test," he says. The brown-haired girl asks, "What about the ceremony, sir?" "We are currently learning to be heroes. We have no time for stupid ceremonies," he says. "Now get out and go get changed and come to the field." While they are changing, Deku notices Mineta staring into the wall weirdly. Deku walks up asking, "Yo, great kid, what are you doing?" As Mineta looks at him. "There's a peephole here. I want to see if I can check out Momo's boobs," he says. Deku looks at Mineta with disgust and makes a tiny explosion in his hand. "Better back off from there or else," he says as Mineta quickly runs off. On the other side, the girls are changing as Jiro notifies the girls about what happened. They're all happy over Deku helping him from the perv. When they arrive at the field, they get up looking at Aizawa. "Alright, Izuku Midoriya, since you scored first place, you will start. What was your ball throw in middle school?" Deku takes a step forward. "It was 68 meters, sir," he says. "Alright, now try throwing this with your quirk," he says, as Deku walks up with a smile on his face. "Gladly, sir," he says as he throws the ball, launching a massive explosion, sending it flying. Aizawa checks the scanner. "Alright, 710 meters. Great job, Izuku." Deku backs off and starts doing all the other tests with the others. The scores end up with Deku first and Bakugo in 4th place. Alright guys, I'm gonna end it up for here today. I hope you all liked it and peace out.